Bitcoin, when to buy, when to sell. Did we miss out? Is there still time? That's going to be the focus of today's video. And we're going to look at two charts that very few people are aware of. The first chart we're going to look at is the Bitcoin Investor Tool 2-year moving average multiplier. Right off the bat, what I love about this chart is how simple it is. Most charts you're going to see are extremely confusing, where there's a lot going on and could be very off-putting. But this is very easy. What you're looking at now is just the price of Bitcoin. So this black line that you see here is the price of Bitcoin throughout its entire history. And you can see it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. And that is the volatile nature of how Bitcoin moves. And right over here, this is where we are today. You can probably already imagine without me even explaining to you what this chart means, right? So you see shaded green areas here, and you see shaded red areas. Okay, the shaded green areas is when this chart is suggesting that you would buy and that you would accumulate Bitcoin, okay? And then at the red areas is where the suggestion is that you should sell. So you would kind of accumulate during this green phase, and you would hold the position, and then you would sell, cost average out in that position. And then it just goes down. This was the next bear cycle where there was another opportunity to accumulate. And then the last bull cycle that we were in, 2021, bull cycle was a stunted bull cycle. I mean, markets overall everywhere declined. Stock markets, everything really declined in 2021. So there was not this really blow off top type of bull cycle that you see in previous cycles. So there is some speculation that this bull cycle that we're currently in right now is primed to have a super cycle experience. And we're going to look at that in the next chart. But here's where we are right now. We're kind of out of that green zone. So yeah, you asked the question, is there still time? Should I buy? Did I miss out? There's always an opportunity to make money in this space. It's just a matter of understanding where you are inside of the cycle that can dictate how much your gains would be or potential losses. There is still a lot of upside. So like if we're right here in the chart where Bitcoin is right now about $67,000, and it's kind of halfway between this green line and the red line. And the green line, just to show you, is what they call the 2-year moving average. And the red line is going to be this 2-year moving average times 5. And so you could read a lot more about this chart and what it is and the creator of it and when it was created down below if you're interested. This is kind of where we're at now. We're kind of halfway between the green line and the red line. Right here, the price of Bitcoin was $2,458 at that time. And then where did it go? It had a blow off top of $17,000. So, people here during this very zone were probably asking the same question. Oh my gosh, did I miss out over here? Yeah, I mean, like the case could have been argued, but then there's also a case that there's a lot of upside. So some out there would say, yes, this is a great time to invest. Others would say not so much. This is a decision you're going to have to make. And in the next chart, we're going to look at another time frame window that can put a little bit of perspective into your mindset that might be able to help you in making that decision. What you're looking at here is the Bitcoin 4-year cycle chart that I created back in 2017. This is the Bitcoin Liquid Index chart that actually has the most data going back in Bitcoin's history. And so it's a very valuable chart that not many people are aware of, and I'm excited to present it to you here. So what you're looking at also, I'm trying to keep it simple. The green boxes show Bitcoin's bull run. The red boxes show Bitcoin's bear market. And so we go bull, bear. We are tracking Bitcoin, again here showing in real time where Bitcoin is. So I put a box in a window that makes sense to my targets, but these boxes I will change as the market matures. And so here is the next bear market box. The dotted lines mark the lows of the bear market. I was trained to study Bitcoin's evolution from their lows. Okay, so then I have another dotted line out here way in the future that is some sort of like arbitrary low that could potentially happen. These boxes over here are our targets, and you'll see these two arrows. So these two arrows represent two scenarios of Bitcoin's bull market that we could be facing right now. And so nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody knows where the cycles will lead. But there's a lot of hype out there in the crypto world about a super cycle, especially since this last cycle was kind of deadened, right? It was really low. It didn't have that blow off mania frenzy that these other cycles have, where you see the prices are going way up in the upward direction. Okay, so because it kind of had this like top off, there's a lot of speculation that Bitcoin can go into a super cycle. Another popular narrative out there is that Bitcoin can experience a left translated bull market. Let me show you what that means with this additional chart. This is the exact same chart of Bitcoin without any of the boxes. So this is an additional chart. And what you're going to see here, is I like to keep it real simple, is that you're going to see that blue dotted line and the blue dotted line that represents the low. And you can kind of project that the low is somewhere like 4 years away, right? This line here is arbitrary and will definitely move over time. But if we look at this purple line, it represents the midline of when these lows would occur. And so left translated means that Bitcoin's bull market, okay, could potentially end up somewhere to the left of this midline, which would make a pretty volatile rise up in the direction of Bitcoin's price in the very near future. More traditionally, Bitcoin goes on this right translated bull market top. Okay, and if I go back to the other charts, we can see that to be the case. See, when you look at these dotted lines, you can tell that the top is always to the right of the midline. Okay, even over here, these two lines, Bitcoin's the top was to the right significantly. And that has been the outcome of Bitcoin's history. In the traditional world of investing, Bitcoin is a very new asset class. These legacy investors want to see an asset like Bitcoin that's new to the scene have a 16-year track record of data, of chart data that we just looked at, before they can determine whether or not this asset is going to like stick throughout history or it's going to turn into a dud. This bull market that we're coming into right now marks that 16-year mark. And so most of traditional investors are waiting for this very bull market to understand whether or not Bitcoin has real world utility or it was just a hyped up cryptocurrency kind of phase. And so when that happens, traditionally in some assets, not every single one of them, and maybe not this right now, is that they have this left translated bull market top. And so a left translated cycle could mean that there is a ton of volatility that would pour into the market cap of Bitcoin right now, expanding the price way up, way faster than previous bull markets. And so if that's the case, then it might be an advantageous decision to buy. Now, we're about 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away from realizing whether or not that'll be confirmed. So stay tuned in a future video. And if you want to find out why Cardano will edge out Solana in the next bull run, check out the video in the corner. Thanks for watching.